Then you have
or a seasoning crime.
Yeah, that's I love the instrumentation.
Yeah.
And the phasing of his vocals, and that's what I'm still trying to work out what I really think about it.
I'm not a massive fan. This is the worst one on the album. It's still a good song.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Very adventurous, anyway. The way he buries his vocals a little bit as well.
It's all. I just think of like the beating drums and the crazy instrumentation.
Crazy instrumentation. Yeah. But that one's good, but it's not like a highlight of the album. If you were to pick a worst one, it'd be that one.
Yeah.
The next song's really interesting.
Yeah, well, what's it called?
I can't remember, but it's sort of spoken in the Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, the Clockwork Orange language.
Like garbles or something. Garbles.
No, I don't know what it's called now.
But it's the type of language that was first brought about in Anthony Burgess's Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, and Clockwork Orange was a theme that David Bowie was a big fan of, both the book and the film.
Yeah.
But again, that's a weird song.
Well, it's him throwing his references in, isn't it, to like his past.
And it's the way he sings it's great as well.
Yeah.
Going on my way.
It's got a really weird sort of haunting.
Where the fuck Monday gone?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Monday.
That was weird.
Oh, yeah, I've not thought of that.
Where the fuck did Monday go?
That's a good question. Where the fuck did Monday go?
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, really weird haunting song. This one also feels the most like studio processed.
Yeah, definitely.
It feels very electronic, this one.
And then the last two songs are like little ballads.
Well, I was going to say, I sort of amalgamated these two in my head.
Yeah, they're together, really.
It's quite hard to think, because don't even sort of go into each other.
They meld into each other, yeah.
Yeah.
There's Dollar Days, which is, again, that's a difficult list, because he's singing about, if I never see the English evergreens again.
Yeah.
He's saying, I'm never going to see my home country.
And I'm dying to.
And I'm dying to. Yeah, it's really hard. But again, it's beautiful instrumentation. It's a lot more laid back than the rest of the album.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I love it. And then the last beating of the drum then leads into the final song, and the final David Bowie song. I can't give anything away. Now, the album, when I first listened to the song, I was quite taken aback by the use of the harmonica from A New Career in a New Town.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, why is that there? And I didn't quite understand until they died, and I re-listened to the album thinking,
that's why.
I get it. David Bowie was always made jokes about his work.
Yeah.
He was quite
effacing.
Yeah. He took piss out of himself quite a lot. So, the famous one, Low. The album's called Low. The photo in front of the album is him in profile shot. David Bowie at that point had escaped Berlin because he wanted to escape the life of LA. He wanted to recover, so he was keeping a low profile.
Yeah.
One of the last people David Bowie followed on Twitter was God.
Really?
yeah. So even towards the end, he was constantly joking. I was thinking, well, why is it A New Career in a New Town? Oh, his new career's being dead, and the new town's heaven.
Yeah.
That's kind of why it's there.
Yeah.
And it was a morbidly funny joke.
Yeah. I imagine that's the kind of thing he'd do, though.
I could, but based on what I understand of, from his jokes on his other albums and him trying to constantly take a piss out of himself, I could see that being a joke on there. Like, oh, David, that's a bit morbid, but it's funny, isn't it?
It's funny, yeah.
It's funny.
The kids will love it.
So the new career is him being dead, and the new town is heaven.
Okay.
Or the afterlife, because Bowie apparently towards the end had become a practicing Christian as well.
Okay.
Which, why there's some biblical tones to the album. So Lazarus and heaven and that kind of stuff. So he'd become a practicing Christian towards the end of his life.
Yeah.
Plus that also explains his kind of strange thing where, like, have you ever seen that footage of a Freddie Mercury tribute concert?
No.
Where, like, he just got down on his knees and he started saying the Lord's Prayer.
Really?
Just out of nowhere, people were like, what's David?
When was this?
It was like in '94.
Oh, right.
After Freddie Mercury died. David Bowie had sung Under Pressure, obviously with Queen. And they were doing the celebrations at the end of it. David Bowie no one expected it. He just launched into doing the Lord's Prayer. People were like, since when was David Bowie?
Yeah.
People were a bit taken aback by it, but he was always looking for answers to things
and constantly challenging people.
Yeah, challenging people and expectations, and I love the final song.
It's amazing.
It's really haunting. Yeah, that opening line where it's I can tell something's wrong, Venus has come back for the prodigal son. Again, that's a biblical reference, the prodigal son.
Yeah.
Staring down, I've got skull designs on my shoes. The whole idea that he's got a secret, the secret is he's going to die and he can't tell anybody about it.
Yeah.
He wants to keep as quiet and as just to himself as possible. And it's heavily synthesized, and it recalls that period of spiritual renewal when he made Low, and how he's feeling towards basically towards the end of his life. So it ends on a very somber note, but kind of a bit uplifting at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I said, but the whole album feels like therapy.
Yeah.
For people who were touched by David Bowie, who were fans, who their lives were forever changed by what David Bowie's music. The whole thing does feel like coming to terms with what happened.
A goodbye.
A goodbye, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not like as I think the music press were a little bit cynical when John Lennon died.
Yeah.
I was talking to you earlier about Double Fantasy, which came out a couple of weeks while John Lennon was unfortunately killed. The album itself is a bit middling.
Yeah.
The reviews at the time reflected that. And then 2 weeks after he died, people were like, "That's amazing."
Yeah. Just because he's dead.
Just because he's dead.
Yeah.
I think when an important artist dies, it's important to accept that he was awesome, or she was awesome, but not everything they did was great.
Robin Williams made Jack too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Robin Williams starred in Schlock.
Robin Williams' majority of his career was schlock.
Yeah, but
that's a good example though. When he died, everyone tried to reassess everything he did.
That's it, yeah.
And say it was amazing.
Just don't.
Especially not that awful Patch Adams.
Fuck, Patch Adams is awful.
Yeah.
But at the same time, not everything David Bowie did was great.
No.
And it's important to accept that.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing with David Bowie was that even if his stuff wasn't great, it came out of more he was experimenting.
Yeah.
And trying something different. So Earthling, it's not a great album, but he tried.
Yeah.
He could have quite easily done. I always think of Meatloaf coming back in the 90s with Battle Hell 2, a carbon copy of the first album.
There's a Battle Hell 2.
There's Battle Hell 3.
Really?
Yes.
How much can you really get out of that concept?
You mean the non-concept from the first album?
I've never heard the album.
There is no concept. It's just a collection of great rock opera songs.
How can you have a sequel to that then?
Because the first one was a big success. I mean,
that's ridiculous.
It's awful. Yeah, there is no concept on the first one. It's just a collection of songs.
I thought it might be some kind of concept album based on the fact there's sequels.
Nope.
No.
So yeah, Bowie could have easily come back in the mid-90s and done Ziggy Stardust 2.
Yeah.
But he never did that.
No.
He just always challenged himself for something new. Even if you look at him in the 90s as an example, he does Black Tie White Noise, which you return to kind of the soul sound of Young Americans, but with a 90s spin.
Yeah.
And then he does industrial rock with Outside. Then he goes to drum and bass on Earthling, and then he goes back to kind of more pastoral, laid back folk music on Hours.
Yeah.
That's just the 90s. You look at the 70s and it's even more so.
Yeah.
With his hugely eclectic discography that's always changed the style and the genre and challenged himself constantly. And that's why we loved him.
Yeah.
The phrase that I've been throwing around quite a lot is chameleon, but I don't think chameleon's quite right, because it was constantly David Bowie.
Yeah.
The sound was different, the genre might have been different, but he was compact. It felt like it was part of a huge body of work, which is just left to us now to decipher and enjoy and pass on, basically.
To each generation.
Yeah. And you can't forget his film roles either.
No, especially not The Man Who Fell to Earth.
He's also in The Man Who Fell to Earth. He's a lot of fun in
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth, yeah. Hell of a lot of fun in Labyrinth, yeah. And probably one of the best/worst songs of the 80s, Magic Dance.
Magic Dance.
I love Magic Dance, You remind me of a babe. What babe? Babe with a power. What power? Power of voodoo. Voodoo. You do. Remind me of a babe. It's all my baby. Only David Bowie could do that.
It sounds awful.
It is awful, but it's awesome at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like David Bowie, he's playing an elf king guy.
Yeah.
And he's camping it up 100%. And you always want to see David Bowie camping it up.
Yeah.
He is 100% on the camp levels in that movie.
Yeah.
So the film suffers when he's not on screen.
Really? He's not in it all the time?
Nope.
Oh.
Labyrinth's biggest problem as a film is that it cast the main lead too old.
Yeah, Jennifer Connelly.
Connelly, yeah. She's okay in the film, but the film would have been better if it was a slightly younger person. Because it's all about this girl that has got to accept the fairy tales aren't real, she's got to grow up. But Jennifer Connelly looks like an 18-year-old, and it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
But then again, I guess she couldn't have done kind of the weirdo scenes where like she's dancing with David Bowie, where there's like some sexual undertones to it.
Yeah.
So you probably couldn't have done that.
No.
But yeah, you want to see him camping up to all hell, watch Labyrinth, singing awful songs which couldn't make it onto his albums. Then he's doing Prestige as well.
Tesla.
Yeah, played Tesla, yeah. And he's in Twin Peaks, Walk Fire With Me.
He's amazing in that, yeah. Agent Jeffries.
Yeah.
Do you know they were going to make 3 Twin Peaks films, one based entirely on him?
Oh my god.
But the first one were a flop.
Isn't it such a shame that David Bowie and David Lynch didn't get to work together more? I can't think of a more perfect combination of people.
He does the soundtrack to, he does a few songs on Lost Highway.
Oh yeah, I'm Deranged that plays over the credits. That's from Outside.
That's from Outside, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah, he does a few covers, I think, as well throughout.
Yeah.
But yeah, just an amazing artist. I think it's important, as you say, not to just focus on his 70s stuff as well.
Yeah.
When he died, I listened to all like Ziggy and then Blackstar and then what else I listened to? Heroes. And the first time I laughed was when after he died was when I listened to Uncle Arthur.
Uncle Arthur, clever as a shot.
Exactly. And then I thought about all the joy I'd gotten from...
I had the great pleasure to explain to my girlfriend what the Laughing Gnome was.
What the Laughing Gnome was?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ha, he, I'm a laughing gnome and you can't see
Danny
me.
DeVito.
Yeah, oh my god, I'm a laughing gnome.
But yeah,
you can't catch me.
Everything he did was worth listening to, even though it wasn't all good.
Oh, the Laughing Gnome.
Laughing Gnome. You see, it's a legendary song. We'll wrap this up before we do our next David Bowie video. Not to obviously say what it is because we don't want to capitalise on his death by suggesting what people should watch.
Correct.
But what would you give Blackstar out of 10? I give it a 10.
Yeah, it feels wrong not to be honest.
It's a 9 album that I think it's been propped up by.
I think it's probably propped up to a 10, yeah.
Ask us in a year and it's probably a 9.
When it's sunken a bit more, yeah.
But right now it's a 10.
Yeah, because
objectively, yeah, it's a. It's like
it still hurts.
It's like hard to be a god. Objectively, it's a. It's somewhat other than it is subjectively. But yeah, I mean, it's stunning. It's hard to take in really now.
Yeah.
It's just listen to it, or don't if you can't accept it yet.
Yeah.
Would you recommend this to someone who's getting into Bowie, or would you recommend Ziggy first?
Ziggy.
Yeah,
Ziggy. Yeah, start with Ziggy.
Then Heroes, I'd say.
Yeah, do one of the Berlin trilogies. Yeah, one of the Berlin trilogy albums. Go back and listen to Aladdin Sane and then Hunky Dory and stuff like that.
Yeah. Because I think it's definitely an album that is enhanced by a working knowledge of Bowie.
Yeah. Just listen to his 70s body of work. Dip into the 80s and 90s if you're feeling brave.
Yeah.
And then listen to his kind of renaissance in the 2000s from Heathen, Reality, Next Day and Blackstar.
Yeah. But yeah, really, really great album. Probably the best anyone's done as a consciously final album.